Good afternoon. Haven't we been blessed with the weather? My name's Michaela Bensley. I'm the Chief Executive of the SACE Board, and it's my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the Merit Ceremony, where we can celebrate the amazing achievements of our SACE class of 2023. I'd like to start by acknowledging that we meet on the land of the Kaurna people and that we pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging, and acknowledge any Aboriginal people we have in the audience today, particularly those that might have travelled from across South Australia or Australia. We also acknowledge that Aboriginal people are the first educators on the land that we share together, and we support and respect them not only just with our words, but with our deeds, and we work in allyship with Aboriginal people to celebrate and recognise them as the custodians of their educational knowledge. I'd also like to acknowledge that we meet here on the beautiful grounds of Government House and thank Her Excellency the Honourable Frances Adamson for allowing us to enjoy the grounds. There'll be time after the ceremony to wander around and take some photos. This is the 36th time we've been able to meet here for the Merit Ceremony on Government House grounds. Just some housekeeping before we actually formally get started. In the unlikely event that we have to evacuate, we'll be ushered calmly out through the range of different exits. There'll be people with red caps on, so we'll follow them. There's an official photographer here who'll take a photo of every student who walks past. The photos, in terms of how to access them, are in the front cover of your Merit booklet. As I said, there'll also be time at the end for you to take photographs around the grounds. And lastly, if you're wanting to use the bathrooms, they're just here to the left. And one last thing, the ceremony is being recorded, so it'll end up on the SACE Board website over the rest of this week for you to be able to access it and maybe share it more broadly with your family and friends. But to kick us off, distinguished guests, family, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2023 and our Merit recipients, welcome to the Merit Ceremony. This year we're conducting 6 sessions across 2 days to celebrate the success of 1,120 students who, through their hard work and diligence, have been able to achieve 1,337 merits across all of our subjects and discipline areas. So congratulations. At the SACE Board, we can't do this alone. We work in partnership with teachers and schools to support every student's journey, ensuring that the flexibility of the SACE allows us to adapt to student needs in what is going to be and it continues to be an ever-changing world. Our vision for all students is not to just complete Year 12 with academic success, but to achieve a world-class certificate of education that supports every young student to understand and recognise their full potential, both now and into the future. In this way, the SACE is the culmination of 13 years of schooling and represents each student's right to the knowledge, to have a sense of belonging in and a connection to the world that they will inherit and is around them, and for them to become lifelong learners for themselves and for those that follow them and their example. With the support of your teachers, your families and your friends, you've been able to complete the SACE with great success and create many possibilities that will open many doors for you now and in the future. And we're all excited to see what you do in terms of leading us going forward. So to the young people here today, you should take a moment and pause and celebrate what you've been able to achieve before you embark on the next phase of your life. Congratulations, we're all really proud of you. It's now my great pleasure to introduce Leanne Jarvis, who's one of the SACE Board education consultants in the area of health and humanities. She'll introduce our guest speaker before we present the certificates. Thank you.
Thank you, Michaela. Hello and welcome everyone. For each SACE Merit session, we have a guest speaker to address our students who've achieved a merit in their studies. It's my great pleasure to introduce Amelia Peroni to you as our special guest. Amelia is the General Manager of Goodies and Grains and was South Australian Young Entrepreneur of the Year for 2022. She took out this award after graduating from Business SA's Say Yes program, which is designed to nurture, grow and scale start-up and early-stage businesses operated by South Australians under the age of 35. Amelia's Stepney-based brand manufactures and sells muesli, cereals, vegan and other health food products, which can be found in independent supermarkets and health food stores across Australia. The innovations introduced in her business saw an expansion of products, modernisation of the brand and marketing, and the development of an online store. In 2020, Amelia's business was awarded Best Food and Beverage Manufacturer in the Eastside Business Awards and has been going from strength to strength, evolving from the iconic and beloved shop in the Adelaide Central Market into a manufacturer of health food products sold across the country. In addition, Amelia graduated with an MBA from the University of Adelaide last year. Please join me in welcoming Amelia.
Thanks, Leanne. Good afternoon, and thank you for having me here today. Before we proceed, I would like to acknowledge that we are gathered on the traditional land of the Kaurna people, paying my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. I would also like to extend my gratitude to the SACE Board for inviting me here today. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Your hard work, dedication and intellectual prowess have not gone unnoticed. Today is a testament to your commitment to academic excellence, and you should be proud of your well-deserved accomplishments. As I stand before you, I reflect on my own story. I hope that sharing my experiences impart the lesson that our paths are unpredictable and what we want can evolve over time. Like many of you, I once faced the uncertainty of what comes next after graduating. I wasn't that student who had a clear career path in mind. I entertained aspirations of becoming a dentist, a lawyer, a midwife, a teacher, and working in marketing before I reluctantly settled on pursuing dietetics. Unfortunately, I did not get the ATAR I needed to get into dietetics, so I enrolled in a bachelor's degree in nutrition and food science at UniSA as a pathway. In 2017, I graduated and missed out on one of the 5 spots in the master's program. Feeling defeated, I decided at this point to take some time off from study. Amidst the uncertainty, I found myself navigating a variety of jobs, one of which involved assisting the owner of a local health food business called Goodies and Grains. A series of events unfolded over that year, leading to my unexpected involvement in its acquisition at the age of 22, a turn of events I had not foreseen. Running a health food company was never part of my plan. As I navigated the challenges of managing Goodies, life threw opportunities my way. While casually scrolling past images of friends, memes, recipes, and my favourite clothing brands on Instagram, I stumbled upon an ad from the University of Adelaide for a master's degree in business. I should commend their digital marketing team because I had never considered a business degree before, but 2 weeks later I was enrolled. An MBA was never part of my plan. During my MBA, I participated in the university's Tech Challenge. Together with my peer Andrew, we presented an innovative medical technology concept that aimed at combating pressure injuries in the aged care sector. This year, we have partnered with the esteemed organisations to develop a prototype through a medical device incubator program. Working on a medtech was definitely never part of my plan. Halfway through my master's program, a friend suggested I explore Business SA's Young Entrepreneur program. Despite the demands of work and study, I jumped at the opportunity, which eventually led to me being recognised as Entrepreneur of the Year. This subsequently opened many doors for me on a professional and personal level. Becoming Entrepreneur of the Year was never part of my plan. This year marks 10 years since finishing school. Reflecting on my experience, I note that none of it was meticulously planned. Had I pursued my high school aspiration of being a dietitian, I would be spending my days advising the elderly to reduce their saturated fat intake. While that might have been a rewarding pursuit, and I think we should all reduce our saturated fat intake, it is not my calling. The unpredictable turns have brought me unexpected joys. I am genuinely grateful for the opportunities that led me away from the path I once had envisioned. And today I stand here not as a dietitian, but as someone who has found fulfilment and success in unforeseen avenues. As you embark on your journey beyond this academic milestone, know that life may not always go according to plan. But sometimes the most extraordinary adventures come from the detours we never had anticipated. Congratulations once again, and all the best for your future endeavours. Thank you.
Thank you, Amelia. We'll now begin the presentation to recipients of subject merits. I ask that you reserve your applause until all students have been introduced. Isabella Ona Iciello, Research Project B. Grace Ilasi, Spiritualities, Religion and Meaning. Mia Jess Inge, Psychology. Sophie Jackson, Activating Identities and Futures. Tushar Simon Jacob, English. Adele Jansen, for Spiritualities, Religion and Meaning. Thasagi Sathnuli Samara Singh Jayasakara, for Activating Identities and Futures. Indali Uthmi Jayawardena, for Research Project B. Michaela James, for Spiritualities, Religion and Meaning. Ellie Jefferson Wetherall, for Business Innovation. Shrees Jagannathan, for Spiritualities, Religion and Meaning. Jack Jenkin, for Food and Hospitality. Adi Vishnu Jha, for Activating Identities and Futures. Ava Johnson, for Information Processing and Publishing. Jane Johnson, for Psychology. Trinity Rose Johnson, for General Mathematics. Jamie Lauren Johnston, for English. Matthew Jones, for Research Project B. Ruby Jones, for Research Project B. Isabella Javille, for English Literary Studies. PJ Gregory Joswa, for Music Explorations. Namreen Julman, for English. Siwoo Young, for General Mathematics. Kriti Kalyanasundaram, for Biology. Taran AJ Karmuth, for Nutrition. Nidhi Karacha, for Research Project B. Sahib Yot Kaur, for Research Project B. Talia Keegan, for Research Project B. Isaac Kelly for Integrated Learning A. Abby Kennedy for Physics. Caitlin Kennedy for English. Samantha Keogh for Drama and Music Performance Solo. Lucinda Kerrison for Activating Identities and Futures. Angelia Aduke Kesington for Activating Identities and Futures. Georgia King for Scientific Studies. Grace Kirk for Research Project B. Charlotte Kirsch for Health and Wellbeing. Alana Adele Bamford Kneebone, Biology. Alexander Coe, Mathematical Methods. Isabella Kalensik, Outdoor Education. Anne-Mary Coloracle, Activating Identities and Futures. Ivy Kolomitsev, Business Innovation. Georgia Cosmides, Food and Hospitality. Eleanor Kavousis, English. Sophie Isabel Kozlovic for Biology. Ruby Marie Krolikowski Angelino for Arts and the Community. Ayi Kurian for English. Putu Imogen Putri Kusuma for Activating Identities and Futures. Kristen May Lally for Biology and Research Project A. Ryan Lane Ellis for Integrated Learning A. Ava Rose Lange for Activating Identities and Futures and General Mathematics. James Peter Lorna for Material Solutions. Sophie Laycock for Drama. Jade Tu-Min Lay for Biology. Tam Nihu Lay for Research Project B. Tina Lay for Vietnamese Continuers. Sylvia Lee for Activating Identities and Futures and Japanese Continuers. Eugene Lee for Mathematical Methods. Ryan Jiwan Lee for Mathematical Methods. Wilson Ching Hin Lee for Research Project B. Wing Tun Lee for English. Michaela Emily Lehman for Creative Arts. Ruben Lehman for Outdoor Education. Oscar Grant Leonow for General Mathematics. Emily Rose Leviton for Research Project B. Ebony Lewis for Integrated Learning A. Jason Philwen Leung for Research Project B. Caitlin May Rowe Lim for English as an Additional Language. Joanna K. Linky for Activating Identities and Futures and Material Solutions. Mitchell Bailey Llewellyn for Workplace Practices B. Yiwa Charlene Low for Chinese Continuers. Callum Andrew Logan for Creative Arts. Lauren Lagozzo for Music Explorations. Jessie Loy for Activating Identities and Futures. Matthew Kai-Shern Locke for Workplace Practices. Nicholas William Lorenzetti for Research Project B. Alex Nicholas Lothian for Digital Technologies. Elizabeth Jessica Liu for Activating Identities and Futures. Wednesday Lydon for General Mathematics. Harrison Lynch for English and Psychology. Thomas McLeod for Research Project B. Pashika Magesh for Research Project B. Alexis Marie Magiarapis for Outdoor Education and Research Project B. Lucinda Maguire for Business Innovation. Matthew Mayo for for Integrated Learning A. Kai Vasilios Melandris for Research Project B. Rita Grace Mann for Health and Wellbeing and Psychology. Ella Mariner for Research Project B. Lucy Diane Mile Martin for Research Project B. Zella Rose Mason for Essential English. Amelia Kate Matthews for Psychology. Joseph Wiremu Hughes Matthews for English. Sienna May Matner for Activating Identities and Futures. Antonia Juliette Mazzoni for Music Explorations. Anna Maria McAuliffe for Activating Identities and Futures. Hannah Page McBain for Health and Wellbeing. Supercorn McLeave for Digital Communication Solutions. Bridget McCall for Activating Identities and Futures. William Andrew Peter McCulloch for Research Project B. Harper McDermott for Psychology. Angus MacDonald for Physics. Meg Poppy MacDonald for Information Processing and Publishing. Noah Benjamin MacDonald for Activating Identities and Futures and Physics. Thomas James MacDonald for Chemistry and English. Archibald McEwen for Modern History and Music Explorations. Isabella McGorman for English and Research Project B. Grace McGowan for Creative Arts. Matilda McLeod for General Mathematics. Charlotte Grace McLaughlin for Activating Identities and Futures. Cooper Jack McNeil for Research Project B. Joy Rifat Magali for Research Project B. Elissa Mellors for Activating Identities and Futures. Jonathan Mihal Mendrin for Material Solutions. Samara Menezes for Research Project B. Evan Mewett for Music Explorations. Louisa Mazzini for Activating Identities and Futures and Physical Education. Sophia Annabelle Michael for General Mathematics. Gianna Mikelantos for Physical Education and Spiritualities, Religion and Meaning. Edward Micken for Biology and German Continuers. Yulia Mikolova for English Literary Studies and Specialist Mathematics. Diana Naomi Mezeva for Biology. Eliza Mock for General Mathematics. Mohammed Mosen for Research Project B. Alex Damon Montague for Workplace Practices. Talia Rose Monteleone for Psychology. Alexander Christopher Moon for Research Project A. Hannah Moore for Research Project B. Jessica Moore for Geography. Lucy Rose Moroney for Physical Education. Alexander James Morrell for Physical Education. Ariel Morris for Industry Connections B. Lesedi Morapisi for Research Project B. Zara Mosey for Legal Studies. Stephen Demetrios Malaradelis for Ancient Studies. Demi Marie Moutos for Activating Identities and Futures and Information Processing and Publishing. Nawal Mohammed Tajdar for English and General Mathematics. Luke William Moulders for Activating Identities and Futures. Adelaide Calico Murphy for English Literary Studies and Research Project B. Ruby Grace Murray for Outdoor Education and Tourism. Stephanie Muskie for Research Project B. Katia Giovanna Mussolino, Research Project B. Veda Muthanini for Mathematical Methods. Maria Milodonis for Food and Hospitality. Archibald McEwen for Modern History and Music Explorations. Samantha Keogh for Drama and Music Solo Performance. Charlotte Kirsch for Health and Wellbeing. Taran AJ Karmuth for Nutrition. Alexander Shiyi Ko for Maths Methods. Jason Fu-Wen Liang for Research Project B. Ashwarya Kapoor for English. Lucinda Kerrison for Activating Identities and Futures. Eva Frances Leithart for English Literary Studies and Legal Studies. Ryan Bradley Mark for Research Project B. Claudia Akatia John for Drama. Kishna Mittal for General Mathematics. Nicholas Vrodos for Chemistry and English. Vongai Maidza for Economics and Legal Studies. Renee Esme Murray for Activating Identities and Futures. Hansika Kanabiran for Japanese and Creative Arts. Oscar Mitchell for Research Project B and Biology. Emerson Joan McClurg for Dance. Gabriella Manifold for Physics. Grace Catherine Martin for Biology. Ellie Grace Morgan for Design. Ellie Grace Morgan for design. Daphne Mitropoulos for English. Sharanya Mahadevan for Research Project B. Hannah McCardle for Research Project B. Josephine Unwin Glyn Jones for Research Project B. Natalie Lebrandi for Religion. Isabella Lamb for Visual Arts. Toby Jack McCallum for Economics. Alana Isabel Madriz Figueroa for Research Project. Olivia Ludlow for Health and Wellbeing. Julio Mucci for Music Explorations and Music Solo Performance. Mushin Iqbal for Activating Identities and Futures and Chemistry. Sorsha Victoria McGrath for English. Siri Ladipila for Research Project. Julio Mussolino for Essential English. Sargan Preet Kaur for Biology. Wasif Kabara for Research Project B. Rebecca Khan for Psychology and Health and Wellbeing. Melanie Matulin for English. Sahani Mistry for Research Project B. Mirve Ipasu for Cross-Disciplinary Studies and English. Ratik Kundu for Mathematical Methods and Research Project B. Angelina Natnisha Lugston for Modern History. Xinyi Lo for Activating Identities and Futures. Vithushan Jayashakaran for English. Could you please join me in congratulating all of the students who've received their subject merits today? Thank you. This concludes the official proceedings. On behalf of the SACE Board of South Australia, thank you all for attending this very special celebration with us today. As you exit, please take some time to enjoy the grounds of Government House to take photos and capture this very special moment. Congratulations once again to all of our young people who have achieved excellence in their SACE. Thank you very much for attending and enjoy the rest of your day.